bringing you in there, Mike.
Ready.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Hey, Mike, I think we're live here.
Cool. Let's do it.
I thought this scene was up. So welcome everybody. There's a lot of people already getting on. So I got to turn this music off. Every week it's something. So we got Mike here because Keith, guys. And now, by the way, Mike is our de-hooker guide. We have a doctor in the house in case anybody has a hook. He can walk you through it, okay? But thanks for being on, Mike.
Hey, my pleasure, man. I love it.
Yeah. Keith is in the hills in Canada. He just picked up Chad Gearlick, his hookup baits guy, but he fished with Zona and KVD and Davey Height today, and one other person I don't know, but they were catching, I think, trout.
Yeah, trout, rainbows, and all kinds of stuff, man.
In fact,
killer.
In fact, I think I have. Oh man, I had a picture.
And you have to bear in mind that's the first time these legend bass guys were in kayaks.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, here you go.
Look at that.
Look at that. There's Keith holding the trout. KVD netted it for him. Is that something?
That is awesome.
That's today, guys, in Canada.
That is awesome.
So Keith is living the dream, and hopefully he'll be on here soon.
There he is.
There he is. We were just talking about you, Keith. We're going to bring you on. Well, actually, you are on. We're just making you a still shot so you can't say anything.
That's pretty impressive.
So there's Keith, everybody.
Hey guys, I'm in the truck on the river. Check this out.
Oh man, look at that.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
We were just fishing here today with Chad from Hookup Baits, one of our YakOff sponsors as well, and Kevin Van Dam, Mark Zona, Davey Height, and Mike McInnes.
Wow.
The fish of the day was probably what, Chad? 15 and or around there, and then a couple 10 12s, and
jeez.
Beautiful sunny day, but I literally just dropped them back off at their lodge, dropped 3 kayaks in my front yard, and then came back here to pick up Chad, and he's loading these other 3 kayaks. And I'm like, shit, my podcast starts right now. I got to get on it on my phone.
There's never a dull moment with you, Keith.
No, there's not. How are you guys doing?
We're great, man. We got everybody on, and they're anxious to talk. And hey, let's see Chad. Let's see Chad. Where's Chad? Chad. Hey, man.
He's been pounding them for a few days, I heard.
Yeah, he's been slamming them. Like, I've been picking them up and dropping them off while I'm working, and he's fishing all day. Like, he's got the best.
Fantastic.
Wow. Let's get. I'm going to get you in this other one here. And
how's it going, Cam? How's it going, Cam and Trev? You guys good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to bring them on right now. Oh, wrong one.
I've never done this on my phone. It's weird.
There we go. We got everybody on there now.
Boom.
Nice.
Cameron, I am the Bill Dance of podcasts.
I was just going to say that.
That's good. I'll keep that in mind.
That's hilarious.
There is a blooper every week.
There is.
That's what makes it.
So we got Mike from D Hooker. We got Keith Yakfishaholic from Kayak Angler Magazine. We got Trevor Powell from Northern California. And we got Cameron Smith from the middle of Texas. Well, kind of the middle.
Kind of. We'll say north.
North, okay. But anyway, guys, this is our second week, second bracket, and Mrs. Borkus came out on top last week, so we have our first saltwater angler winner.
Yeah.
There we go. There we
And
go.
our first female winner too.
Nice.
Yeah, our first female winner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That
Yeah,
is-
And
very
then,
cool.
Anyway, guys, don't forget to vote because there's some big prizes, man. And this week, our sponsors are Yak Attack, Hoodoo. Chris was on last week, and Mr. D Hooker, Mike from down in
Yep.
Florida. Mike, that thing is taking off, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a great solution to a long-standing problem that was
Yeah.
never really addressed. Everyone just took for granted that there was only one way to do it, and even in the ER, I used the string method in the ER.
Yeah.
Till it frustrated me to death, and then I finally said we need a tool for this, both in the industry and in the medical field. So,
Right.
boom, D Hooker.
There you go. I had my annual physical just 3 weeks ago, and I told my doctor about it. I said, "How do you get hooks out of people here?" And he goes, "Well, we use the string method." I said, "Next time I come in, I'm bringing a D Hooker with me, and you're going to get one." Okay.
I thought you were going to say I was getting my physical and they found 3 hooks in me.
That's what I was going to say.
Well,
Hooking you.
there's probably a few barbs in there still somewhere. I have been to the emergency room twice for those. One was caught on a tendon one time, so it was pretty.
Oh, man.
Two doctors had a hard time with that one.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Nothing's
let's get this thing going. So Trevor, we got a lot of people on here. Guys, hang on. We might give away a couple prizes tonight here. By the way, I am in a camper. I'm in a camper at Lake McConaughey in western Nebraska tonight, and I can't believe I have service. And then Yakfishaholic, he's in the middle of Canada somewhere in the hills. So this is pretty cool. This is what kayak fishing is all about.
I'm like surprised Marty's not eating a dilly bar at the Dairy Queen drive-thru.
Oh, actually, no, you guys got to hear this. I actually put my navigation on for Dairy Queen in Ogallala, which is nearby here, about 15 minutes south, so that when I got here, I would have service and be able to go into Dairy Queen, have a dilly bar, and do the show. Well, I also tested it here at the campsite, and it worked. So no dilly bar tonight, but I have a view of the lake, of one of the
Great.
Lake Ogallala here. So anyway, Trevor, we're going to have you go first here and tell us about yourself. And it looks like you're in your workshop or garage or something there. And
both, pretty much both garage, workshop, laundry room. Yep, you name it. It's a little bit of everything.
Nice.
And by the way, people, Trevor and Keith and I have all fished together in British Columbia.
And Chad, who's strapping the kayaks down
Chad,
back.
and then Keith has actually fished with Mike, and I have actually fished with Cameron, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
We've all technically fished together.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? What a
That's
small world.
epic.
Okay, go ahead, Trevor. Hit us with it.
So basically,
are you guys hearing an echo?
No.
I'm not.
No? Okay.
Just you.
Just me.
It's ringing in your ears.
All good.
All right, go ahead.
So I'm a 41-year-old Northern Californian. So I'm about an hour and a half north of San Francisco. Primarily fish our ocean waters out here. I do go into our, beautiful lakes and streams and rivers, all that fun stuff. But for me, being, half hour, 45 minutes away from the coast means, going out fishing and bringing home some amazing dinner. And then, of course, our Northern California fishery is vast, right? We have 20 plus different rockfish, so makes for that kind of fishing even more fun. So that's primarily what I like doing on the weekends is fishing, foraging for mushrooms, clams, Dungeness crab, or off-roading in my, off-road truck. And then I got a young family, 13 and 8-year-old boy. So we're always trying to get out, trying to explore as much as we can. So that's why my garage looks the way it does. It's, pretty much get home from a weekend, unload, put it all back together, take it all apart, load the truck back up, and head somewhere else. So when I'm not doing that on the weekends, I'm a production manager at a local manufacturing group here. So I manage around 50 employees on a couple of shifts. Great team of employees. We got a great company. But work 40, 50 plus hours a week. And when I'm not doing that, that's when I like to get out and kind of adventure, have fun. I've been kayak fishing for only, not that long, actually, compared to some, over 10 years, about 13, 14 years now, and kind of slowly kind of trickled into it. For me, I was always a rock fisherman on the coast of California. But then just kind of started to want more, bigger fish, more things like that. What kind of drove me to the kayak was actually dropping crab pots for Dungeness crab. Watching people go out and come back with some huge Dungeness, it was like, you know what? Let me kind of get into this, and picked up an old school kayak, just the wilderness systems, the old school tarpon, and just nothing to it, very basic, and threw some crab pots on it and went out and pretty quickly got a limit that year. And I was pretty much hooked. And then a buddy of mine took me out on the coast, on the open ocean, kind of launched down like one of those straight cliff down roads, launched the kayaks and big rocks, and pretty much, 40, 50 feet off the coast, dropped down and felt my first tug of a lingcod. And
Oh, wow.
if you've caught lingcod, which Marty, Keith, I know you guys have. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's quite the fight. I mean,
Hang on.
I lost my first one at the kayak, just right next to me, and I was hooked. I got seasick that first day, but I did not care. I mean, it was pretty much hook on at that point, and slowly been kind of building my kayak knowledge and repetition, and kind of getting more and more stuff, and to where now I got the fully motorized kayak, and it's a whole different world from how I started 15 years ago to today. So it's
What's
pretty amazing.
interesting? Here's what's interesting with you guys is that Dennis Spike and have met him, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, I'd see him pretty much once Dungeness crab hits. I see him all the time out there. He's a great guy. I mean, I love that guy. He's awesome.
And for those who don't know, I've never seen Dennis in shoes, by the way.
Yeah.
Ever.
He presents himself good to his customers. That's for sure. I mean, he's but you're on the coast out there, and he boils the crab up right there for the customers, and it's amazing. He hustles. He puts in the work.
He put a seminar on in San Diego. He was barefoot. Here's the deal, guys. Dennis Spike is one of the original
OG
modern day kayak fishermen. He has the website kayakfishing.com, which is the first kayak fishing website in the world. And we had him on with doing the history of this, the story of it. His story is incredible. But Dennis is a good dude, and so that's kind of cool that you're fishing those same waters now with your kayak. And by the way, guys, he paddles everywhere.
Yeah, he paddles everywhere, which is why I really like my Hydra. I have Bixby on the back, but it's a paddle kayak. It's really lightweight. Once the Bixby kind of gets me to my area, I can just paddle around. I'm just getting the drifts anyways. So you get to the rocks, you turn your motor off, and you're just drifting that rock pile, and drifting structure, and just kind of waiting for it, or you're kind of paddling around to your next spot. So Bixby definitely makes things a lot easier, but that's one of the reasons why I kind of went back to the Hydra, was just kind of back to the basics, back to that original kind of, old school, original ocean type kayak.
Yeah,
Similar to the Trident 13, Ocean Kayak Trident 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
and
Yep.
I watched that video. You just carry it right down to the beach, man.
Yeah, it's lightweight. You can throw it around. I mean, it's, you know, I just got a Malone trailer, so it'll be nice to kind of have things loaded up on it and just be able to back up. But most of the places I go to, you can't really just back
Yeah.
a trailer up and, you know, drop your kayak off. You know, you're hiking down a cliff or, you know, kind of some remote beaches or
Mhm.
so. It's nice to have a lightweight kayak, throw it on the cart, and just kind of take it down the hill.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So Cameron, we're going to go to you next. You're up. Let's tell us about now. Both you guys, what I found out in the green room is both of you played college football one time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
He may have been a little bit more serious at the education side of things than I was. I definitely, you know, didn't kind of pick things up until later in life. I kind of got my first job, and it's like, oh, that's what geometry is. That's what trigonometry. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
it's kind of it took me a little while to get into the real world to kind of
Yeah.
start studying and reading books. So
I totally get it. I totally get
It's
it.
all good. It's all good. Yeah, that was a fun time playing ball. I did play ball at SMU. That's how I'm here in Dallas. My wife here in Dallas too. And, we're expecting our first child.
Congrats.
Wow.
Pretty-
congrats, nice.
So fingers crossed on the fishing time. But yeah, I've been fishing all my life. I was telling the guys in the green room, I'm originally born and raised in Kansas, and didn't know Marty's from Nebraska, and he actually lives about like an hour and a half from where I grew up, and so small world there. But yeah, my whole family's been fishing, and ever since I can remember, we've been out on the water. And probably around high school or so, my dad's a teacher, and he had a summer job, and there was a rec center that he worked at, and there was like some kayaks there in the pond, and this pond has like some massive cliffs. And after I moved from Kansas, we moved to Austin, so there's a lot of hills and stuff. And so anyway, my brother and I would go out, my older brother, and we would go out and fish on the kayak. That was the first time like getting out on the water, and then we got hooked. It's like, okay, we got to figure out a way to do this. So I'm like 15, 16 years old, and I'm on the early stages of YouTube trying to search for like other people who are actually kayak fishing. So I found some guys that are in the local like Central Texas, South Texas area. And then all of a sudden I run into Austin Canoe and Kayak, and they're putting out videos and stuff. This is very early days of just kayak.
Oh yeah.
At least for me.
They had the old triangle sticker.
Yeah. I mean, I remember like going to on Burnett and seeing the store for the first time. It was like a kid in the candy store. Like, wow.
Oh yeah.
And so went to college and finally got a job. And my first actual vessel was a War Eagle $25 inflatable kayak or inflatable dinghy almost. Popped that a couple times from catching catfish and said, "This is enough." And so I was living in an apartment, and about like 6 months later, I bought my first true kayak, and it was a Perception Pescador 10, not the Pro, where it actually had the vented seats and sit up a little higher. I bought it at Academy for like $400, and I had to get a storage unit at the apartment complex. And people would look at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm dragging this kayak all the way down the hall to the flights of stairs.
That's awesome.
It would take like 40 minutes just to load the car up. I had some Malone foam blocks that I put on my rooftop or on the roof of the car. And people are looking like, "Why don't you just get a truck?" I'm like, I can't. This is my car that I've gotten since high school, so I can't really do anything about it. But those times, though, was really cool just to go out there and just get out on the water. There's some frustrating days, obviously, because it's like, man, my back's hurting and stuff like that. But that was kind of the genesis of kayak fishing, getting out on the water. Almost now, getting up to 8-9 years ago. Fast forward, I started working at a company called Raising Cane's. They sell a whole bunch of chicken fingers.
Oh, I love their chicken, man.
Yeah, I worked.
Cam, do they have dilly bars?
That's your angle, man. That's your angle. At Dilly Bars.
You gotta have Dairy bars, man. They even have them in my hometown now, and it's not even Dairy Queen.
Really? I'll have to tell the owner, like, hey, we might need to add this on the menu. Anyway, I started work there in late 2021, and I was getting introduced to some people and stuff. And long story short, met a guy who's like 7 foot tall, can't miss him, and him and I became really best friends over the last couple of years. But he's also into kayak fishing, and he was like, "Dude, you should probably post this stuff because everyone's asked me about fishing and all my fishing trips and stuff, but never really posted it before." Just from going over to his desk all the time and just talking to him, I was like, all right, I'll do this. And then I started volunteering at my local dealer at Mariner Sales and got a relationship with them. And ever since, it's kind of just is doing this, which is trying to truly inspire people to go out fishing. And it's wild to see like how I started, which was off the bank, fishing for crappie and stuff. And then now I'm bass fishing, and my family, they look at all these pictures of me catching fish, and they're like, did you bring any home? Like, can you, no, the tournaments, I can't really bring any fish home. They're like, okay, but like, what if you don't catch anything, and you catch like some white bass, you still bring it home? And it's like, no, I can't really do that. I don't want people thinking like, cheating or whatever. I think the ability just to be out there on the water. And then on top of that, the kayak community is awesome. I mean, it's, like every time like I have a new relationship with someone, like it's just like, oh yeah, this guy, or we have the same common interest or something. Yeah. And then first time I talked to Keith, I think we were on the phone for like almost 2 hours.
Yeah, that's why Marty puts me on mute sometimes.
Yeah, I do. I believe that. That's a believable story.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a true story.
Yeah, I mean, and even Brandon Wall from the last round. I didn't know Brandon. I just was a fan of his. And then, I finally met him at ICAST last year. And I never told him this, but I was like, man, it was awesome to meet him. And then he, from his videos, I got to meet, Steve Carroll at Snake River Locker. I mean, it's just all these different connections.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Did I forget to mention that Kevin Van Dam netted my trout today?
I told the viewers that here earlier that he
netted my fish, and then Chad's filming the whole thing on GoPro beside me, and he's like, wow. Dude, do you realize Kevin Van Dam just netted your trout? I'm like, holy shit, yeah, he did. That's awesome. Wow. Give me that video.
We just checked out the list of things to do.
Yeah, you don't, Cameron. What's cool is you don't realize the impact a lot of times till later. Like this is no kidding. Right at the beginning of the show, a kid texted me and said, "Mr. Hughes, is this the right hook to use for the Nico?" He's ordering hooks, and so he's he wants to get out and fish. That's so cool though to get messages and then from kids and from people that you get into the sport.
It's heartwarming. I always like to help people, and then I'll get messages like that.
Yeah.
And there's one in particular that I got, and I'm sitting there reading it, and I'm just like, oh, this is, like when I played basketball in high school, our coach would say it's never about you, it'll never be about you.
Right.
And that kind of just stuck home. And then later on I got an internship, and there was a guy who mentored me, and he was just like, you got to be more interested than interesting. And, so when I get messages like that, and people are like, hey, I see what you're doing. And it's from people that you they don't like everything. They don't share everything. So I see those. But that's why I say it's never about the likes and follows. And
right.
Stuff like that. There's people who watch you, and as someone who this guy was a kid, I have to be careful of just wow, I'm truly am impacting other people's lives.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Think of Christine Fisher.
Yeah.
You know where she got her first kayak?
Marty Hughes.
Right here.
No kidding.
She used to work for us as a guide.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. That's small world again, because I literally just talked to Guillermo a day ago.
Yeah, Carol's a good dude, man. Yeah, she her family lives 40 minutes from me.
I keep forgetting that she's from Nebraska too.
Oh yeah, she's from Nebraska. She's a Nebraska girl. You might sound like a Tennessee girl, but she's from Nebraska. Anyway, that's pretty cool. There's so much impact out there, and the people we've met, you know, and fished with. I would have never met Trevor. Maybe, I don't know, but that the British Columbia trip, that was like a brotherhood thing, you know.
It was quick too. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
by the
And
time we got there, it was like, brother.
yeah, it was. And the thing is, Cameron, is like, I know how many years
Everybody
you been
was
doing-
nice to Trevor because they knew he would save their ass out there.
Yeah,
He was the only
Believe
one with
me.
all the experience.
he can tell you how close I almost hugged him out there.
Oh,
And what was crazy, I was so comfortable knowing that there's not great white sharks in that water. It's like, wait, there's no sharks out here? I know there's salmon sharks out there, right? But it's kind of more far and few from between, where it's, you know, out here, it's kind of like someone's going to spot one, you know, and we never say those words on the water. It's, you know, hey, look, the tax collector just swam by, or a man in a gray suit just stopped by to say hi. So
oh,
I was comfortable out there, comfortable enough to take
comfortable,
a,
and you were fishing out of an inflatable,
inflatable, you know, a couple
Oh, he
miles.
was, yeah.
that's
That was a fun
like
experience.
a Vibe Kubera, right? Or the Uptown.
Uptown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Now
12-foot Uptown.
So Cameron, how many years have you been doing tournament fishing?
This is my third year of
Third year, okay. So I do encourage you, and I know like Trevor, he just goes out and fishes. I know you've done some tournaments, though, haven't you, Trevor?
Yeah, there's only like 4-ish, 5-ish tournaments on our coast, so I do as many as I can, and
so the best times I ever had was back when we only had one tournament a year, and when we went fishing, we just went fishing, man. In the kayaks, and we've in a way we kind of gotten away from that a little bit, but at the same time,
agreed.
You know, we would have never fished some of these waters without those tournaments. You know, go to Dale Hollow or go to Lake Fork, or you know those kinds of places. Epic Gunnersville. I would have never fished those if it wasn't a tournament. You know.
There's one great tournament that I do every year. It's Gimme Shelter. It's up in Shelter Cove, part of the Lost Coast of Northern California. Mm-hmm. And it's more of like a weekend event. You know, it's more about supporting the local community, you know, bringing the kids out. You know, the kids all get prizes. There's kid events. So it's kind of about bringing the family. It's, just really an awesome event. Everyone goes out, catches rockfish, lingcod, and brings it in. We have a big taco dinner that night, you know, a little award ceremony, some raffles, and it's really more about like the community than it is about like just going out and catching the biggest fish. So that's one of my favorite ones just for that reason alone. You know, there's not a big prize package at the end. It's more of, the camaraderie more than anything.
That's
right. Awesome. I do want to mention that she's back.
Tanya.
And she caught some big bass this past week. So she's doing pretty good out there. But here we go. We got Walton Doyle.
He's the YakOff boys.
As well. Yeah. So I do want to interject one little thing here. I promised all of the people that follow on social media that I would announce. Did you guys see the crawdad picture that I posted? No. Here we'll get it here. Maybe.
I did see your angler of the year, Marty.
Yes, sir. Back to back in Nebraska.
Yeah,
that's epic. Congrats on that.
Old guys, remember that old guys rule.
I have that 2 weekends ago.
Oh, there you go, Mike. Well, I got pretty lucky. I hit pretty good spots last week, and it came down to the last day, and ended up getting the win and got 492 points out of 500 for the year.
Wow.
I was in a tournament 2 weekends ago up in Monterey Bay, halibut, rockfish lingcod tournament, and the winner was the oldest kayaker out of the group.
There you go.
He was in his late 60s around there. But caught a 47-inch halibut, almost 30-pound halibut off his kayak. He was in a Hobie, I think either 12 or 14 foot. He called over the radio and was like, I can't pedal in. It's covering the entire front of my. Can you guys come
Oh,
grab
wow.
me? And the boat was like, we can come grab you, but you're going to be disqualified. You have 2 hours to get back in. I suggest you use your paddle. And he ended up paddling in for about an hour.
What
to
a
get
stud.
back
I
on.
love it. I love it. I
I mean,
love it.
40, it's a massive halibut to catch off your kayak. I mean, that's 30-pound fish. And when those things flap, they can that big, they can do some damage. So he got a perfect snapshot in it and put it to sleep. So,
So here you go.
old guy's rule.
Can you guys see that crawdad?
Yeah.
That thing looks huge.
I'm sorry to. Okay, I got all you guys in here somehow. Here we'll get
I
everybody.
did
in
see that now that you show it.
Okay, is it real or fake, guys?
Real or AI, or is that a plastic?
Is it a
It
plastic?
looks real. I'll say that.
I'd say it's a plastic.
There's water around it. So
Well, that's because it's in my kayak. It was in my kayak. I had. It could be a plastic lure, or it could be a real crawdad in my kayak.
if this is real,
That looks real.
man, it got to be real.
I'd say fake, just because I don't. In my area, the color's way off, but I don't know. I don't know where you're fishing at, so you can be fishing
north of the 49th. We call them crayfish.
You do?
Crawdad
looks incomplete.
I call it a crawdad, man.
Yeah, crawdad.
Crawdads.
So get this. I'm going to tell you the story. I wanted to bring this on here because people want. You know, the other thing is people are going to get on here to say they want to find out the answer. You know, so no kidding. I took 2 kids fishing last weekend, and we were out there fishing, and I caught this 14-inch bass, and I look in its mouth, and I go, "Oh, it's got a lure stuck in its mouth." This crawdad.
Holy smokes!
Wow.
But it wasn't a lure. It is real.
How about
That is a real crawdad. In fact,
Dang.
I don't have the other picture, but I will post it later of the underside of it. But the orange tips on it. And here's the deal. I was using a lure with orange tips on it when I was catching them. And the kids went nuts. They loved it. Anyway, that is a real, it looks plastic.
It does.
Yeah.
So,
especially the
You even thought it was fake when you reached in and probably went,
I really thought it was fake when it was in the mouth. I was looking for the hook, guys. So there you go.
So
That's
it looks
my
like he got repurposed there because there's a hook in him.
Yeah.
You know what?
that's
not a hook. It's
you hook him back up and throw it back
antenna.
Yeah.
That's not a hook.
Really?
That's his antenna. I thought it was a hook too. That's his antenna.
Oh, I see it now.
See
Yeah,
the other antenna.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
know what
yeah.
that is, right?
What
That's
is it?
great bait right there.
Yeah.
But it was dead. It had already been crushed. Anyway, I wanted to. That was my show and tell for the week. But now we're gonna get all kinds of comments. Oh, here we go. Oh, Tanya said
Right.
I was right. You were, Tanya. You know what, Tanya? There's no prize for that, but stay tuned. There's more prizes coming. So here's the other announcement, though, Keith. I have to share this. There's a contest, and Mike is one of our sponsors. Every year I try to catch the year in bass, and this year I'm trying to catch 2025 bass. I only need like 130 something more right now to make it. So we have a guessing game, and you try to guess how long that 2025 bass is, and if you win, you will win a D-hooker, a Z-Man package, an LS Lures package, a Kayak Jack package, some bait safes, which we had on last week. We gave some away, last week. And then, I'm forgetting one.
$1 million.
$1 million. There you go.
Yeah.
But every year I do that. And if there's a tie, we spin the wheel. But isn't that I'm just trying to inspire people to go out there. So we have 120 something guys in that contest. And I've made it every year. And you get, by the way, if you make it, you get a kayak cushion plugged in a little bit here. You get a kayak cushion because you're on your butt so much, you deserve one. So
is there a minimum size for that?
There is no minimum size on the bass. In fact, I have entered a 5-inch.
I can go to one of these lakes that I know of and probably catch 50 bass in one day that are about that big.
I've had a lot of guys tell me that, but get this. No, if you're a bass and have gills and are breathing, you're getting on my board if I catch you.
Yep, that's awesome. That's awesome.
The biggest this year is 23.75 on Lake Fork, and I caught a 23.5 the same day. And my average is actually 14 inches
Nice.
on almost 2,000 bass. So anyway, guys, put your guests in. You can win a prize pack. That the de-hooker alone is what, $60, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, $59.99. Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. So Tanya, I hope you got a good guess. You guys get on there and guess, man. Be cool to feature you guys there, because I am going to have a podcast on it. So I will go live before catching that fish. So back to the kayaks. We got a Vibe, we got a Hobie, Keith.
Yep.
And believe it or not, though, Trevor, I thought that you were going to have the Shearwater, but you were using
Got the Hydra.
Hydra.
So the Shearwater is my old school, bigger kayak, bigger platform, pedal drive, all that fun stuff. But for instance, like the salmon season we just had, trying to launch a Shearwater, a larger kayak through the surf, it's doable, yes, but the Hydra, I mean, I went straight through a wave when I went launching for salmon, and it hit me dead in the chest. Like the whole front of my kayak went through a wave, smashed right through it, and just kind of looked around. All my gear was tied down. Everything was good. Kind of, all right, let's go. Paddled, got right past the break, dropped the Bixby down, and then trolled for 4 hours. And
nice.
Had fun.
Yeah. So when I went out with Jim Salmons many years ago, he took me out. I took an ocean kayak, and I got ahead of him. And just as he said, "Hey, wait, Marty," a big wave crushed me.
Were you landing?
We were launching. No, landing. I surfed the wave all the way in. He coached me.
Yes.
I surfed it all the way in, and I made it and didn't tip.
Which that is probably the biggest adrenaline rush ever.
Oh, yeah.
To be in a 12, 13-foot kayak and the whole front quarter is on top out of the water, and you're surfing a wave, just holding your paddle down on one side. And I
still remember. I was at
that
a 45
is so much fun.
angle. And but so you do that. You surf the waves in too?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That is, you have to time it perfectly. Half the time it's like, all right, I think I'm good. Oh no, there's a 3-foot wave behind me. All right, let's ride this out. Kind of prepare for it.
How big?
3 foot.
Oh, I thought you said 30 foot. I was like, holy.
No.
I thought he said too.
I was in like a 6-foot wave that day, but he coached me. He coached me before. Actually, he took all my gear. And he goes, "No one's ever made it, Marty. Sorry to tell you that." And I go, I'm gonna make it. And so this is back an ocean kayak with just a paddle. That's it.
Yep.
And
that's the trick is, the bigger kayaks have that flat bottom, and once you get sideways, you're sideways, and they don't track as
you're
well.
done. So, and then they had all these rentals out there, and guys are wearing helmets and they're getting clobbered out there and stuff. And then I was out there just like, yep, I did it. I made it. Anyway, so what we're going to do next, guys, is you guys did an incredible job with the videos. Have you, Keith? They're like, I mean, I wondered if you guys hired a professional videographer, and I'm like, these guys are good.
Yeah, they were really good and different styles. I loved it. It was fun to watch.
So what we're going to do, I don't have somebody in there. You know who it is? It's Keith.
Mr. Keith.
It's Keith. I don't know.
Just got dropped.
Wow.
Fish on. How do you not have the rod in the water right now, Keith? That's what I'm at. That's what I'm wondering. How are you not fishing right now if you're parked by the river?
Because we've loaded everything up. And if I move 10 feet that way, I'm gonna have 0 signal. So there's a mountain right there.
Okay, I think I got it on there. Maybe is it on there?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't see the screen.
I'm gonna move the phone here so Chad can see the video.
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm only gonna play about a minute of each video because we want everyone else to watch this. And by the way, we got a lot of people on here tonight. And stay tuned for prizes, guys. You got to stay on and win a prize. And if you guys got questions, ask these guys. They're pretty cool dudes.
I'd love to hear them.
Yeah. Ethan said the video quality has been up this round on YakOff.
I appreciate that. That was all done on my phone with my wife and kids. So
There you go.
I lost my GoPros at Sea Otter Lodge, so I haven't
Oh
re-got
yeah,
action cameras. So I'm getting there.
Good.
We'll get there soon.
yeah.
Really good.
Okay, so here we go, guys. I'm gonna get.
There we
Here's
go.
Trevor. Here's Trevor.
Hey, how's it going?
Tiny.
I'm Trevor Powell from Fish Forge Off-Road. I'm a Northern California saltwater kayak angler, and this is going to be the
Wait a
kayak that I'm using in the Kayak Angler YakOffs. It is a Vibe Hydra 130.
Wait a minute.
Hey, how's it going?
Where's the?
Hey, how's it going? I'm Trevor Powell
It's coming.
from Fish Forge
It's coming.
Off-Road.
Oh, I got it.
I'm a Northern
What's he doing?
I
California
watched it. And I'm like,
saltwater
where's that
kayak
music?
angler. And this
You like that
is
intro?
gonna be the kayak that I'm
Love
using
it.
in the
This is-
Kayak Angler.
I want to be on the
YakOffs.
beach.
It is a Vibe Hydra.
It's a great
130.
beach, especially when it's clear.
Look at the graphics on that.
Watch him just
Let's
lift
get
this
it
thing off. It's
unloaded,
pretty cool.
geared up. I'll get suited up, and we'll
Eagles.
talk about it a little bit.
Oh, here we go. This is awesome. Look at that.
Oh, baby!
Oh, you're nuts.
Oyster mushroom,
Look at that.
and then this is just
Dude,
one
this
of the
is
roads.
this is
So the lake I go to is up at the top of that hill.
Grabs it right off his truck. Walks to the ocean.
I should do that. That is pretty cool.
Those 13-foot kayaks. Just balance is perfect there. But yeah, so this is kind of like my own water. This is where I tell every new kayaker to go. So a lot of the days are like this. It's shallow, it's protected. This is one of the areas I like to go to too. Is kind of hit my kayak, kind of stand up on it, flip it, practice it out, test the dry suit, kind of things like that. It's one of those areas that's very good for new kayakers, but also to get to where the fish are, it takes some time. So I don't really recommend new kayakers going to some of the areas that we fish just because it's so far out. But for crabbing and stuff, it's very simple and easy.
Now, what I liked was when on your Facebook page, in your Instagram, you had like drawings of when you were building the build. You know,
Yeah.
that
Yep.
was really neat. That was really
So
neat.
that's kind of the ex-machinist manufacturing person in me, just like, all right, I'm going to get this on paper first, and then kind of go from there.
Cool. That was good. That was good, man. That's a good intro, guys. You got to look at that video that are on here and then watch it later. We got another comment here. See
I'd have to stand on your shoulders to get that kayak off the truck.
Here you go. Here you go. I'm down to get salty with you, Trevor. I'm not carrying my kayak down, though.
Oh no, you got to get the beach cart. Yep, beach wheels for that. Load up, roll it down. The Yak Attack beach cart. I love that thing. So when I want, I'll put the kayak down, put it on the cart, load up right behind the truck, and kind of take the easy route down. But some days you got to.
It was funny when we were loading up with Van Dam and Zona and Mercer and McInnes today. We pulled out the Yak Attack beach cart because it's all sandy here, and just Chad lifts up the nose or the bow, and I slide it in there, and Zona's like,
I've had two
like,
back
oh my
surgeries,
God, I'm learning stuff.
If I can do it after that.
Yeah.
Well, here, like last week, believe it or not, we were on Lewis and Clark Lake, the South Dakota-Nebraska border, and I was on a beach with my kayak. And what kind of wheels do I have? Those little skinny ones. And so people are staring at me while I'm trying to bring it in that day uphill on the sand. But I needed those beach whip. But most of the time, we don't need them here. But like even where I'm at right now,
Mine are
sandy
right back over here somewhere. Yeah, I have. What I like about the Yak Attack cart is you can throw the beach wheels on, or throw the hard wheels on. So
wow. Okay,
if you try to use those hard wheels on this stuff, it sucks.
Good luck.
Yeah.
But the beach wheels are awesome. The big balloon.
Oh yeah,
wheels
they go right over it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's get. We're gonna get Cameron here if I can find it. There it is.
By the way, the salt guys and girls, they've been killing it right now on the videos. Like they've been killing it. So hats off to y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And by the way, Cameron, it's more treacherous than it looks. It's
They made it look real easy, especially crystals. I was like, okay, like I can do this. And then I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. I got to practice first before me starting the flats down in South Texas first. And then I'll work my way up to go to the Pacific or something.
well,
Like
it's like
inside the bays, halibut, flounder fishing, and then start moving out from there. If you're comfortable on a kayak, you'll be comfortable in the ocean. It's just the mindset, that's it.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. It was like the Viking method up there in British Columbia. Like Vikings, when the kids were babies, they would throw them in the water, and if they lived, they'd be Viking. Well, that was the same with us, Keith. You just like get in the water,
Trial by
fire. We're in 10-foot swells in a 10-foot kayak.
Well, and me being, where I'm from and knowing the waters and everything, I was in a wetsuit the whole time, a full, I was prepared, and I look over and some, you guys were kind of in rain gear, and it's like, okay, like, all right, I had to get a little more comfortable to those waters myself and kind of get a little bit more relaxed. It was
when I went up to Sea Otter the first time, I was fishing in like a tank top and shorts the whole time because it was so hot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shorts and a t-shirt on the kayak. Yeah.
I saw KVD had shorts on.
He did?
Yeah, in that picture you showed, both of them had shorts on.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're going to get Cameron. Let's see. Wait, guys, where do you see this? This is so cool.
You talk about professional, man. This thing is nice.
Look at that. Awesome.
Those lights are epic.
That was pretty awesome.
Hey guys, my name is Cameron Smith, and today I'm gonna walk you through my 2025 Hobie Pro Angler 14360 XR. Let's get into it. So before I walk you through my kayak, I want to share with you how I fish and why I selected the Hobie Pro Angler. So I primarily fish shallow water. I'm really beating the banks. That's just the type of fishing that I do and I enjoy. So I want to get as many casts as possible when I'm out on the water, whether I'm tournament fishing or I'm just fun fishing. And on top of that, having a platform like the Pro Angler allows me to do that. With the 360 drive and the motor that I'll show you and how I use it, it gets me to my spots quickly and also be able to hit a lot of structure and cover while I'm out on the water. So,
okay, I got to be fair here, so we got to go in a minute and something. Now, here's the deal. Guys, you got to watch that video. Watch them both, because these guys both have stuff on their kayaks that we need to have on them. Not only need to have, but they also have great ideas. Keith, should I show some more of these or not? Or you're the boss.
Up to you, man. I'm just waiting for him to show us his de-hooker tool.
Oh, it's in there. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know what minute though. I'm gonna go into each one for each guy so we can kind of see what they.
Yeah, just skip to like a 30-second clip in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oklahoma and Texas licenses in there, spare leader and line, and a whole bunch of odds and ends in here. But man, there's obviously options out there if you don't have this on your kayak. But man, it is such a nice to have where it's clear and out of the way, and water doesn't get in it either. So I love it.
If you want to know what it is, watch the video.
I was also talking to you guys about this center hatch is so cool. So I can able to take out this, then put my 50 amp hour Newport battery in here.
Underneath the seat.
This allows me to
this is
power all my
that's something that I decided to do this year. Before I used to run my batteries up the front hatch.
I did too. Yeah.
You know, what I noticed is that maybe it's just me, but for some reason, like, it just wasn't riding right, at least for my 2023 PA. So this time I decided to move it in the midship of the kayak, and it's been riding a lot better. But man, like that 300, guys, watch the video obviously. But the NK300 though, that's a lot of weight, and so I wanted to make sure that I can get on plane at least, so I'm not just sitting back.
Oh yeah.
So I'm always tinkering with this kayak, especially with this with Hobie. Now that they have the mounting plates in the rear, so it's a little bit different. So I'm always tinkering it. If you guys vote for me, we'll see. Oh yeah, that's right. It's definitely interesting to see like how they placed it like that, just because the weight is kind of right now a little bit too far back. But it's interesting that Ramel just said that. Not a lot of videos actually kind of go over how to install foot control steering on the PA. There's a lot of different ways to do it. The best way to do it, and I didn't really get the chance to describe it, you can kind of see it right by that A of the closed caption, is Hobie makes these universal screw H-rail plates. And that's really the best way to keep Romel's FCS foot control steering system like in plane, because most of them, they're driving themselves into that T-track area in the front of the PA. And I did that last year, and it killed me. It was rubbing against, like the wires were rubbing against the hole and stuff. And so this is really the best way, in my opinion, to do it. It's been really stable, especially on a 300. There's so much thrust. You really don't want to damage your kayak that way. So in my opinion, this is the best way to do it. I know others use a YakAttack Duo mount. But again, there's that angle on it, but you're sitting so high up, you kind of just want to use your tippy toes anyway, not really the heels. And so maybe one day, the kayak will have standardized, way to mount your foot control steering. But this is probably the best way. So I forgot to add that in the video, but yeah.
Nice.
I'll say this about the NK300. It might be heavy, but that thing is powerful. Chad's been using. I have it on an unlimited, and today we were fishing out here, and this river is fast and like very strong. And Davey Height caught a trout, and I decided to go take a picture of him. And then I'm like, oh right, I forgot I don't have I'm the only one with no motor on my kayak with this group. And now I'm way downriver, and I'm like, hey, Chad, can you throw me a rope and tow me back upriver so we can go have lunch?
Then I had to tow Mark Zona across the river because he didn't have enough battery to come across.
Yeah, that's a crazy powerful motor.
I like seeing Chad's like half face every now and then kind of peek over.
I know I'm in the truck. I'm trying to like show it, but I can't. It's such a weird angle.
You just get teasers.
Let Chad play too. Let him play.
Now it's Wilson.
Yeah, from, look at that. Look at that river.
Hey, neighbor.
Man,
that's beautiful. I'm surprised Chad's not fishing still.
How'd you get them in the truck?
Went off the water, they stopped biting.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna get Trevor's going here a little bit. I'm just guessing. Here.
But
now you screwed up my phone holder
inside my hatch here. So inside my Yak Power battery box, I have a Nokwa 20 amp battery that is running everything. Let's see if I can
brains of my whole real quick system right there. It's just all located in that Yak Power battery box.
And bring it out.
Which that Yak Power system, I was surprised.
I have a Nokwa 20 amp hour battery running everything.
Wow.
And then my Yak Power
Nokwa battery,
relay switching system is mounted inside there. What's nice is once this is
okay, hold on.
Makes it simple.
Did you build that? You did that?
So I'm a production manager for a cable and wire manufacturing company.
Well, why you should be a kayak wire company.
So it was like, all right, let's reroute this. Let's change things up a little bit. And I kind of had some fun with it. Basically, once that's in my kayak, it never needs to come out. There's a port in the back, a Yak Power port in the back where I can plug a trickle charger to it, slowly power everything up. So once it's in there, it's in there. It really never needs to come out. There is a couple spare fuses just in case, but I wanted to build it to where once it's installed, it's done. You don't need to mess around with it. So the one thing I want to do is get some more custom foam made so it can really kind of wedge into place. So that way it's secure, never really needs to come out. So
why don't you make a video of just that sometime?
I can do that. Yeah.
Because, the thing is like some of us, we don't have too much stuff on our kayak, and, it runs your lights, right?
Yep. So that's running all my light systems. So I have a safety light that's on there. It's got the bow lights, all from Yak Power, and then I have 4 sets of pod lights, 5 sets of pod lights that are also all run by the different programs, by the different controls on that, and then it also runs the Lowrance fish finder as well.
Jeez. And it runs.
Trevor, when are you coming to Revelstoke? Because I got about 9 kayaks in my backyard that would be nice to look at. That I would like to look clean like that.
Oh, I can't hear you. What'd you say, Keith?
He said that you should go to Revelstoke and wire all his kayaks up.
Let's do it. Fly me out.
Yeah.
I might have some vacation to use.
Hey, I'm going up there. I got all kinds of vacation.
End of the year, my company always shuts down for a couple of weeks, so I'm free.
There we go.
Just let you know.
So Cameron, did you wire yours yourself too?
I did. Wired my always. Yeah.
You guys are geniuses, man.
Well, I appreciate that now. There's been a lot of trial and error. But
I was surprised with the Yak Power system that I did. It was just like, basically kind of plug and play, pretty much drill here, install there, and it made it simple. So
yeah.
I think the good thing though is like people are, if they never had a kayak and they're interested in getting a kayak, wiring is probably the most underrated but needs to be talked about.
Yes.
Because I have seen a lot of. I mean, I'm no electrician, but I've seen some questionable things, and especially with these motors now. Get a motor NK300 at 36 volt is a lot of power. And so if you don't have the right wiring, and so just even little things,
the gauge of the wire.
The gauge, the wire type. It's got to be waterproof.
Trevor and I were just talking about, a guy messaged me about corrosion, and we started talking, which is the great thing about this YakOff, and get to meet people and stuff, and try to I passed along that information to that guy, and but it is it's almost like wearing a life jacket and having a good paddle. It's like there has to be some sort of, not to stand on get on a soapbox, but there got to be a standard that we put in place, because I love the DIY community, but some of y'all need to stay at home, just give it to Mariner Sales, give it to the dugout, give it to someone, and and have a professional do it. But
Austin Hoover,
like you were saying, I mean, with the size batteries that I think that are going into some kayaks now, you got to start thinking about what happens if there's a fire. I mean, there's I've seen some wires, 3 screens, and it's like two car batteries in the front, and it's like, and that's kind of scary.
I see a lot of people on Ultimus that are just ready to go up into flames, basically.
Absolutely.
You're right, you guys. There needs to be more education on it for people, because I've heard of a lot of fires lately. Guys
like Ethan said, if something starts getting hot, you're on a kayak. You got to get out of there pretty quick. It's oil-based products, right? So once they light up, they're going. Especially
we haven't had this topic come up yet with this in all of our episodes with the wiring thing. Well, Austin a little bit. But what you guys have done, though, on your kayak. Now, the other thing I wanted to say, too, is that both of you have kayak builds that are created for what you like to do most.
Yes.
You're not in a little Pelican out there, Trevor, out in the ocean. And Cameron, you're fishing bigger lakes, too, down there where you're at, most likely. And so you've got a little bit, bigger kayak with more stuff on it that can get you for what you need to do, And so that's what's interesting is we've got just 2 contrasting kayaks here, but both are very efficient for what they do. Am I right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's that in the video I even mentioned, you know, like a lot of people see a PA and you can put any model kayak, you know, in that sentence. You got to go find the right kayak for you and how you fish. And, you know, it's great to look at these kayaks. I mean, definitely get the ideas, but, you know, if I took a Hydra out, for example, you know, like it might not work best for me in how the style of fishing I'm doing. And likewise, you know, Trevor's gonna be like, dude, I can't even, you know, break through, you know, the going through the surf, you know, in a big old PA.
Right.
So he just said, like, you know, he needs something long and skinny to break through those waves. And so, but yeah, that's the beauty of our sport is like you're able to, you know, do it your way, and no one's gonna really complain about it. I say that joking. Everyone's gonna complain.
Right.
It's surprising what I see on the water. Like you'll be out on the ocean and look over and there's a Lifetime kayak next to you, and it's like, okay, but then I get worried when I see the life jacket doesn't fit all the way, and he's wearing, you know, jeans and the water temp's 50 degrees, 10 degrees C for you, Keith. But I mean, you know, it's just kind of like at that point, you try not to be rude, but at the same time, they're kind of putting your life at risk being out in somewhere they shouldn't be. So it's kind of, it's hard to not, you know, call someone out on improper safety gear sometimes.
Most of our guys here do that too. We were on the Missouri River last week, and it was humming pretty good. There was a group of guys. It was a friend of mine told me about this. That came down, no life jackets, and Andy, his name's Andy, and he yelled at him, "Hey, you guys might want to have life jackets out here on this." Oh, it's okay. We're with guides.
Yeah. I
not real ones.
It is tough, you know, like, and hopefully people will see it as hey, like, I'm not attacking you as a person, but I'm just attacking the problem, which is, you know, I'll see, you know, there's a new motor that came out, stern mount motor that came out, and I see some reviews of someone who has a big following, and each series of videos he had, no life jacket. Right. And, you know, like you're testing out a motor, and you're looking behind you, and you're still trying to get used to the foot pedals. And, you know, like he could easily flip, you know, even though it could be shallow. So, like, you know, it's no big deal, but it's at the same time, it is a big deal because, you know, people are going to see that, and it's not right. So, you know, this is a little public service announcement, but, you know, it's kind of scary because, you know, that's a whole other topic on just due diligence from certain people. But
that's how our morning started today when we were launching with these guys who have never fished up here in this glacier-fed water, right? It's very different, and it's fast-moving and everything. And I'm like, by the way, Kevin Van Dam, Zona, Height, McInnes, big names. I'm like, if you guys catch some big fish and you don't have a PFD on, I can't put you in Kayak Angler Magazine.
There you go. I've done that before too. I'm taking pictures out there, and I'll get a picture of that fish, but you got to wear your life jacket for me to do it.
Were they ever even in kayaks before? I didn't think they were.
No.
First time for all four of those guys today.
Yeah, you got it. I mean,
I think the worst thing to see is when the automatic inflatable is in the kayak behind them. It's like I just rescued someone last month who flipped their kayak, and I'm looking across the lake, and it's like, what is that orange thing floating away? And that's a guy's head. That's his automatic inflatable life jacket that popped off when he flipped his kayak. And it's like, went and grabbed him and, you know, towed him to shore real quick. But it's like, wear your life jacket. The next morning I see him, no life jacket still. And it's like.
And also, Trev, like you said, like wear your life jacket, but wear your life jacket properly.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to be done properly, or it'll come off you when you get in the water.
Yeah. Now I do want to say that there is a safety course coming out. It's called KFast. Darren Wendell and Chad Hoover are spearheading that. Jeff Little was a guy that helped edit. I helped edit. There's a few other guys who helped edit that, and it's coming out. And by the way, I got the D-hooker put in there, Mike. I told him to put it in.
Absolutely.
It's a safety course. It's real cheap to take it, but I think it should help. But I hope, my hope is that the bigger tournament series require you to have a safety course before you can participate in their tournament. Because
and the K-Fast thing, Marty, is going to start with basic and go all the way up to guide level too, right? So they're going to have a bunch of different ones.
steps.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is it's most basic level, but you can actually take all of them and then eventually become an instructor yourself and help other people. But so I look back on almost 3 decades of the stuff I did, and I'm like, I'm lucky to be alive. You know, and I wore a life jacket at the beginning, but I'm just saying whether.
Hey man, how's it going? I'm on a podcast right now. Sorry.
Oh, you must have wind coming through your window.
Yes.
It's the cops.
Oh.
The cops.
Stephen Huey, one of my buddies, he's just pulled up and he's fishing behind, and he's like, walks by, goes, "Hey Keith, what's up?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm on a podcast in my truck on the river."
I thought you pulled up to a Dairy Queen.
No, we don't have a Dairy Queen, Marty.
You're like how it was for me in Southwest Nebraska. If we wanted fast food, we went out, ran over, took it home, and cooked it.
Yeah.
Now, as freshwater kayakers, do you guys take radios out there with you, or is it just primarily just cell phone type things? And
well,
go ahead.
I
was gonna say a lot of saltwater tournaments require radios, PDFs, kind of basic, the main safety things. But curious about the freshwater kind of tournaments, things like that.
Not for a tournament. I recently did buy a radio. It's a GRMS radio. I mean, I just typically just use it for, when we're camping, or I just give it to, one of my buddies, and he's, way over there on the lake, and we're just, save battery life. But it's not a VHF, or is it what, a VHF radio that you guys need for on the salt. So,
marine radios.
But yeah, it is a good idea though.
I'm just going through some pictures here for you guys too while you're talking here. Those are some great pictures, guys. Great stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Trevor, could you ever imagine a few years ago you'd be doing this?
No. Honestly, from catching the size and quality fish I have been lately is not at all. I mean, kind of from where I was in high school to now.
Marty's talking about, did you ever imagine you'd be on a podcast talking to Kayak Jack?
Oh, no.
This is the second time, too. No, not at all. This last year kind of has been huge ever since ICAST 2024. The amount of just growth on, all my platforms has been pretty amazing. The support has been amazing. So I've been trying to do more and more. But, it's like on the weekends, do I make a video or do I go hang out with the family and, produce content? So it's like when I do start creating things, it takes some time, and I'm getting there. We're getting more and more out there.
I do want to say something on that. I've made videos years ago, and I still make a few here and there. But people ask me, say, why don't you make more videos? They might ask you that too. But man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a more of in the moment guy, and so
yes,
and that's why I don't have any pictures from the early days. Even as a kid, Mike. Remember as a kid, we didn't have that many pictures. We just went out and did stuff.
Yeah.
And now we have
so
all
much
this
easier now with the phones and cameras and all. You can take pictures anywhere. I would have had to bring an actual camera with me.
Yeah.
With those pictures. And take them to a photo mat or something and get them. These guys don't know what photo mats are, but take them somewhere where you had to get them developed and wait 5 days to get them back.
Right.
Yeah.
No, sometimes I feel like recording, trying to get that picture or that content almost ruins the fishing experience.
Yeah, and that's for me. Like last week when I was fishing in this tournament and the most epic things were happening, I was like, if I would have been messing with my camera, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to pull up on it, I drove 45 minutes from one spot to the other and launched, and the first cast caught the biggest fish of the tournament on the first cast. Shoal. And then the third cast caught another big one. And if I would have been saying, GoPro, start recording, I would have not had that special. Remember that up there?
Sea Otter Lodge. There was a good 10 minutes. GoPro, Start recording.
Marty yelling at his camera.
And then come to find out he doesn't even have a GoPro. It's a DJI.
Oh, that's great.
You know,
Confirmed with your Bill Dance of podcast.
That was.
Yeah.
GoPro.
Do you agree with me though on just living in the moment out there in your kayak, just no camera, you're just living in the moment, and you've got your build, you're out there, and you're doing what you love. What do you think?
Yep. Agreed. I think Keith put something out recently, same with the average anglers, about just kind of being out on the water. You kind of forget about all of your problems. You forget about your bills. You forget about what's going on at home. You're focused on catching that fish. You're focused on the moment, and everything kind of disappears for a little bit. And that's, I think that's what's something special about kind of our sport, and kind of just getting out there and just listening to things sometimes. So
I remember playing football in high school. When we walked out on the grass on Friday night, nothing else mattered. Nothing else mattered in the world. That's that kind of feeling. It's that kind of feeling.
Absolutely. Everything goes away. Yeah. It's like you got that bill due. It's like, what bill? I'm fishing right now. Like, it's pretty amazing. So,
guys, don't forget to vote. Look at the prizes for voting.
Epic prizes.
A Hoodoo, a $500 YakOff gift card, Hoodoo kayak, a Vibe kayak, and a $500 card. Vibe Shearwater, which is a pretty nice kayak, and so is that Hoodoo. And I think it's a Hoodoo
water right there.
And then is it a Hoodoo of your choice, Keith?
I think it's it could be, but I think it's probably the Impulse 120 or the Voyager, which is what I was using today. Yeah. But I'm sure you can probably choose.
Now,
and then also any trailer off the entire Malone website they've given us,
and they go up to $8,000.
Yeah, some of the big ones. The one behind me that's holding 3 kayaks right now is pretty pricey.
Jeez. So vote, you guys. Get out there and vote for one of these guys, or both of them, or take turns, however you want to do it. But I know. Are you getting a lot of votes in, Keith?
Yeah, tons. Actually, last week, the first week, we got almost the most votes we've ever had, besides the championship round last spring.
Wow. I got to address Ethan. I did go to a Dairy Queen today, but I just wanted to see if it had to work there. But
I swear to God, we have to get sponsored by Dairy Queen, Marty.
Yeah,
how
about it?
We do. I'm stopping by there tomorrow and tell them that Kayak Jackson. I'm gonna tell them that. I get in Ogallala, Nebraska. Ogallala. That's something. But man, this has been fun.
That's been.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Thanks for joining, guys. And I can't take the picture today though, Marty, because I'm on my phone.
Oh, I'll take it. I can take it. But Mike, you got any words of wisdom for these guys?
Be safe. What I really liked about a lot of this was that safety talk and the considerations to the wiring and the things that are so easily overlooked. I mean, that's super important stuff. Yeah. I mean, the PFDs, we talk about PFDs a lot, but man, when you need that PFD because your kayak goes up in flames, that's a big deal. And I think that's so easily overlooked. And I appreciated that piece.
Yeah.
I think
it's wiring, and then because everyone's so focused on, and we just had Rainer Sales just had a demo day 2 weekends ago, and there's people who've never been on a kayak before. They fished before, but and then they go on a Facebook forum, or they go on YouTube, and they're like, hey, I kind of want to try this kayak. I want to try this Hobie, and I'm going to put all this stuff on it. And it's like, wait, don't do that, because what's going to happen is because I see people who have, they've been blessed with a lot of stuff and money, and then they go buy everything, because I go see them on Facebook and buy their stuff because they didn't use it. They only used it once. But, they put so much weight on that kayak that now the kayak's not even performing right. So now you're frustrated. Yep. Or you put so much weight on the kayak, and now, you're going to put yourself in danger, because now you're going to be flipping over the kayak because you're looking down trying to take a photo for CPR in a tournament because you have about 100 pounds in your black pack. Then you brought, everything from Buc-ee's in your front hatch. You've got about 20 rods with you too, like it's a basket. It's I think people aren't taking kayak fishing, or just kayaking in general, as serious as if you were bought a bass boat.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so maybe one, I mean, this K-Fast sounds like almost like a boater certificate or boater's license almost.
Yeah.
You kind of got to get one before you.
In California, you put a motor on your kayak, you have to get your boater card, which is, I think it took me 4.5 hours to complete. So, it goes over all of the boater stuff, the same thing as driving a boat. But yeah, that's a big point is, don't buy a brand new kayak, load it up and take it out and expect to be, super comfortable. Take it out bare bones and see what it takes to tip and slowly work your way up from there.
Yeah.
And my other tip is don't let your treasured day in a tournament or fishing get ruined by a simple hook remover that is made stupid simple by a dehooker.
Right. And right here, Mike's motto is don't get hooked, but when you do, get dehooker. There you go.
Simple.
Now, and the other thing, guys, is we talked about adjustments in your kayaks, and Mike's done the same thing. He's made a little bit smaller version for the kayakers.
Yeah, I do. Actually, it's right here.
Oh,
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. When is that one hitting the market?
It's in production right now. But
wow,
take my money now.
Putting a number on on the when it's going to actually be out, like in days but it's in production right now. This one is going to be really cool, and we're gonna incorporate a carabiner into it so that you can just snap onto things. And
I'm telling you, my kid 2 weeks ago, you could have used your newest one, like that I saw at iCast for small hooks.
The dink.
My kid could have used. He ended up having to go to his my father-in-law, who kind of took care, but he took one of the smallest little bluegill hooks and put it all the way into his finger.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be incorporating the metrics on the dink into this handle and into this handle, so that it doesn't have to be like the fly version where I made it just for those guys on their vest. You could have one that dink stem. They're all the same length, but the metrics are different. You can have that dink now on this handle.
Oh, that's awesome!
On this handle.
Oh, wow,
that's great.
One of each of them, or
all of them. Yeah,
each stem. You cover everything from a sabiki or a size 12 fly all the way up to a 9/0. Hooks.
Yep. Yeah, that's basically my kid was basically using a sabiki hook and buried it into his finger. It's like
that's cool. That's cool.
And they're a pain in the ass, man.
That's gonna be cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do is get the. I'm not gonna try to cover you guys up too much here. Oh, where'd he go?
You just covered him up.
Covered him up.
It's just fun. It's like playing with the puzzle. I'm trying to.
I always forget which way to turn too. I know it's
everyone turns. There's only two ways to turn, and everyone turns the wrong way first. There you go.
Okay, so hold on a second.
It's funny because I'm staring at it's not a person, it's my dry suit hanging there. So I'm basically staring at somebody.
Okay, so you guys got to get your pose.
All right.
And it's like a boxing match, kind of. Okay, get your pose up there.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, ready? Don't move. Look this way, both of you. A little bit there with a mean face. There you go. Okay, got it. I got it.
Like one of those like old school boxers.
Clap hands.
Well, it looks good. It looks good.
What was that? Punch out. Like Punch Out.
Yeah.
That game.
So,
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Rock'em Sock'em.
Yes.
Anyway.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining. I have to run because it's getting dark out here, and Chad and I are unfortunately invited to. Unfortunately, Chad and I are invited to go have a few beers with Kevin Van Dam and Zona.
That sounds horrible.
McGinnis and Davey Height. So we don't want to disappoint them.
We might talk about fishing.
Fun, man.
Yeah, fishing might be a topic, but we'll see.
That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
That's awesome. All right, we'll let you guys go.
Hey, you guys, good luck. Keep pumping it out there, and thanks for everything. And we'll see you soon.
It was a pleasure, guys. I wish you the best.
Pleasure. Appreciate it.
Good one. Tight lines, safe travels.
All right, we're going to end this broadcast. Thanks, you guys.